So today we thought we'd do a bit of a Trent special and have a look back at the history. We bought Trent a couple of years back from Mark Taylor, chap who started the business from scratch and retired 2 years ago. So we've got him coming in today, which he's just rung me to say he's here any minute. So who better to tell you the story of Trent's history than Mark himself. Good morning, Mr. Taylor.
Good morning, Mr. Gilbert.
How are you?
How are you? Oh, I'll take these off now.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, very good.
Good.
Yeah. You?
Yeah, good.
Is it all going all right?
Yeah, all going to plan, yeah, so
Good,
can't
good.
grumble. We're just saying that we thought who better to tell the story of the history of Trent and where it started than the man himself. So
How far back do we want to go? Right to the very beginning?
let's go to the beginning, yeah.
When I started Trent, actually it was a bit of a late starter really. I think I was almost 40 years old.
Right,
December 94, first registered Trent,
right.
and we actually started trading in January the 10th, I remember it well, 1995.
Right, okay.
So that was the start.
Shall we go and grab a coffee? You want a coffee?
Yeah.
So where did you start in terms of location? What made you choose trading?
Market trading.
Yeah,
Chose market trading for a combination of reasons really. One, as I mentioned earlier, the concentration of my customer base, primarily that in Shropshire and Mid Wales, and market trading seemed a good gateway into that area from the point of view of deliveries. It was comfortably commutable from home.
yeah,
And more importantly, a friend of mine was very, very keen to rent part of the warehouse and a nice ready-made office too.
So this is the beginning of the development then, so this is the Greenfield site.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So when was this? What year was this?
So yeah, that would have been around about 97, 98.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, a bit more groundwork's going on there, and then we move straight on to the craning and the steel going up.
Yeah, exciting stuff it was at the time.
So I'll be honest, Mark, I was expecting these to be in black and white.
Cut that.
So a little bit of the frame going up at the start, so that starts to give you the feel of the size then, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think going from memory, it was, you'd probably know by looking at it, was it 70 by 64,200 square feet, something like that?
Yeah.
4,200 square feet, offices upstairs.
Yeah. So a bit more of a crane in the frame.
Crane in the frame, eh?
Starting to take a little bit of shape there.
Yeah, quite a lot of brickwork on the front of the building. Yeah, it's I don't know whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. When you're new to this, you really don't know what you're looking for until you get in there, and then you realise, oh, I should have done that, should have done this, you know. But working with a limited amount of space there.
Yeah.
I think the plot, would it have been about a third of an acre?
Probably just over, I would have said, yeah, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see the brick and the blockwork starting to go in here now.
Yeah. Can't remember how long the construction took, but I'm guessing, would you say 6 months or something like that? I don't know.
Not as quick as we'd have done it, obviously, but...
Well, no, obviously not. No. Technology's moved on as well, hasn't it? Not a netting in sight there at all.
No.
Health and safety was a lot more lax in those days, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
that's a
inside
shot of
then.
the inside. Yeah.
So what made you brick round the pillars inside? Was that just aesthetics, or was that...
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was what was recommended by the designers, the architect. Maybe it was safety in case of forklift trucks banging into them. I think it probably was aesthetically pleasing.
All the brickwork and the windows going in by the looks of it, or the frames?
Yeah. It's immediately you start to, when you see it in its constructed form, because on paper, I can't visualise things.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't have gone for that sort of an entrance, but
Well, it worked though. I suppose
it worked. It was good enough for what we needed at the time, and it served us well for a long time.
And there's the finished article with the doors on, the windows in, and even the sign up.
Yes, small sign.
Small sign, yeah.
I think you'd probably have done something a lot larger and a lot more.
But it's I suppose it's the whatever the trend is at the time, isn't it?
And again, you're moving quickly. You're running the business and trying to deal with this as well, and not really knowing too much about how things are going to look until they're actually done.
Yeah.
But it was. I thought the layout suited us well at the time, and it certainly helped the business to grow to the level that I wanted it to be at.
So that's it, we're all set up, and it looks like new site means new opportunities, and you've got your first container in by the looks of it.
The first container in the new building.
And that's what have we got there? What was in this container?
Drive screws. That was the first product I imported. It was a product for which at that time we had a very, very good market. And I think that we probably sold more drive screws than anybody else in the country.
Right.
Seriously. Drive screws obviously have become somewhat replaced now, haven't they, by screws.
Yeah.
Things have changed as they always do. And that market did diminish eventually in favour of tech screws.
Yeah.
But we took full advantage of it at the time.
And what's this? This the first van or second van?
The first curtain side. I don't know again if it's the first, because we kept that format for a few years.
Yeah.
We got the height there, and it was quite useful to have a curtain side opening both sides.
Yeah.
From the point of view of loading and unloading.
And what's this one all about? We've got a trophy in our hands here.
Yeah. I think you should have had a picture of us in costume, because we entered the charity raft race, and we dressed up as the Market Drayton Mohawks, and we actually won the trophy for being the best dressed. I don't suppose that'll surprise you, Lee.
No, it doesn't.
The best dressed raft in the competition. So we raised £1,700 for children in need.
Brilliant. So on the back of that, you're in your new purpose-built premises, which you've got your offices upstairs. And then how did you grow to a stage of filling that premises? Obviously, it was a bigger premises than your previous one, I presume.
Yes, it was. Yeah. I grew the company to a size that suited me, really. Not that I lacked ambition, but I was happy with the size I'd got to. It gave me the lifestyle I wanted.
Yeah.
And to grow it to the next level would have required quite a lot more investment, more staff, and to be honest, I was happy at the level I was at. I thought we were doing pretty well as we were.
Yeah. So I met Mark probably sort of, 2002, 2003, before I started in business myself. And I worked for other firms, and I would go across to Trent Fasteners to pick some bits and bobs up that we needed at the time. And I will say quality and the relationship that was built immediately at that point was what drew me. You wouldn't bother going anywhere else. You'd always go and see Mark down at Trent, because Mark could sort you out with whatever you needed. And I would say that was where, realistically, we started to get to know each other, and the friendship started. And then as time went on, and then I started in business, we obviously started dealing with you at that point, especially when we started manufacturing the buildings ourselves.
Yeah.
And really the relationship grew from strength to strength there for me.
Yeah. you became a very good customer as well.
Yeah, yeah.
A very good paying customer, which was very important.
Yeah, yeah. So that was good, really. And then, obviously, as time went on and we grew, always being from Market Drayton, I wanted to bring Fowler and Gilbert back to the town. So then, obviously, we started trading with Mark through Fowler and Gilbert, and that was when we started getting bigger and a lot more interaction, didn't we, with each other?
We did. Quite quickly as well, I think, didn't it?
Yeah.
It seemed to take off very quickly, yeah.
And then, like I say, we were always wanting to have the business back in Market Drayton, so we then bought the first greenfield site here for Fowler and Gilbert, and that was when we developed our site. And then really that, I suppose, as time went on, led on to the next part of the conversation about, I remember that you had agreed to let Muller buy back the building, or buy the building from you on the site down there, and you had to relocate, which was, I suppose, really where our first conversation perhaps started about.
I remember it distinctly, yeah, because you said, I'd like to chat with you over a coffee, and I just think we could come to some sort of beneficial agreement here. I'm a plain talker, straightforward, and what I say, I mean.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, yeah, I could deal with that.
Yeah.
And, it went on the back burner for a short while, and then I think I rang you and said, really, coming back to that conversation you had, I think I might be ready to talk.
So, what was the final reason for hanging your hat up?
I always thought I'd be retired by the age of 60, so I was already past that date. And I might find a really good management structure that I could trust to run the business for me and just take dividends out when I wanted to. But truthfully, I knew that if I did that, I'd still be involved. I'd still be involved probably on a day-to-day basis. I'd still be worrying about things. I'd still have the stress of the business. And I wanted to be done with that.
Yeah.
And another thing, it needed moving on to a new level.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier on, I didn't think I wasn't the right person. Business changes, doesn't it? The driving forces in business change.
Yeah.
It's become driven by the internet, by advances in IT and technology. And to be honest, my IT skills weren't the best.
No.
As Tim or anybody will tell you, I could get by, but I was still of the old-fashioned school, face-to-face selling, personal relationship, friends rather than customers.
Yeah.
And suppliers, that went for suppliers as well, and really good friendly relationship with suppliers. I didn't have really what it to take it to that next level.
Yeah.
And that needed diversification, reinvestment on a big scale, bigger premises, and behind all that, you needed to be somebody young, driven, and ambitious. And I wasn't any of those things at that point.
Yeah.
And I was happy not to be. I was at the point I wanted to be in that. And obviously, you came along, and again, I think you fitted the bill in every respect there. You really, I could see how excited you were.
Yeah.
We started speaking about the deal before Christmas one year.
Yeah.
And I remember coming back after the Christmas break, speaking to you, and you said, I've been so excited over the Christmas, I've been making all these plans, and you were genuinely up for it, weren't you?
No, I couldn't wait. Couldn't wait to sort of sink my teeth into it, yeah. But
knowing when the time was right is important, and the time was right for me to get out.
Yeah.
And I've done what I wanted to do, and I wanted somebody to take the company on, because I still care about the company, after all I created it. Somebody who would look after it and grow it, and I could drive past there every so often and say, I started that.
Yeah. Well, you can certainly see it from the main road now.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
So what do you think now when you come and see, because obviously it's thanks to you, the start of the company and all the way through how you run it, and you did reinvest and you did do your things.
It's a mutual appreciation society.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously to come and see it now, yeah.
very proud. Very proud of it, and very impressed. You've had some good ideas. You're putting up another building to house more new products.
Yeah.
I don't think you've anywhere near finished yet, have you?
No, I think we've.
Tell me, I mean, let me ask you something. How far ahead are you planning? You know, I mean.
Me tomorrow morning.
I'll leave that for a minute, but.
No,
so in answer to your question, I'm very, very pleased and proud to see the company going on to the next level.
So as an idea, when we're talking about the square footage earlier on of the unit that Mark had when he first started out, we are, what are we, just over double that now?
What's the square footage here?
Yeah, so from Mark's premises that he started out at, the premises that we have now is just, well, I suppose if you include the mezzanine, it's just over double the size of that, and we are getting to a stage where we've already run out of room. So we've now got planning in for effectively Trent 2's building, which will give us the extra room to store the extra product lines that we plan on bringing in, which will be exciting. It's all new for us as well there. Yeah. So here we are, the warehouse. No, well, you've already seen it, I suppose, but we've got a little bit more stock, I think, now.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot tidier than the old warehouse, isn't it?
So we've just had a container in last week, so we've had some more CE come in. But I suppose the last time you were here, probably half of this at least was still bare shells at that point, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. Particularly down here. I remember the drill screws all down here, but a lot of this was empty. You built these yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, yeah. All purpose built. So, and then the trade counter that Mark had at the last place wasn't a massive trade counter, was it really? It was
compact and bijou.
Yeah. We'll go and have a look at the trade counter now. Trade counter wise, a little bit bigger.
A lot bigger. A lot bigger, a lot tidier, a lot warmer.
Yeah, a lot warmer, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Should we go have a look upstairs? We class the trade counter now as its own customer. So cash and card sales over the counter is its own customer. And that is now the third biggest customer of Trent Fasteners on a monthly basis. So I'm quite pleased with that that has become, quite the place to go in the morning. We get a lot of trades in first thing, obviously when they're on the way out to the jobs. So that's worked really well. So how is retirement then?
It's good. I'd just say don't leave it too late. Do while you're still healthy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But to all those customers out there, I do miss you really.
So there we go. That's a look back at Mark's career and how Trent became from Mark in the beginning all the way through to our ownership here and now. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you do, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and next time we're back in Fowler and Gilbert, back in the workshop, and we're going to show you the parts, how they're made, and how it's all prepped up ready for that steelwork coming in that come off the saw line. So catch you next time. Cheers.